What's up, everyone? This is Soul with another video, and today I want to do a bit of a blog or a post read and reaction and response to this thing: Professions Update Concentration in the War Within. It's pretty big. It's going to be affecting pretty much all crafters in a good and maybe not so good way. But let's get to reading. Greetings, folks. As much as we reveal much of the content coming in the War Within, we'd like to discuss a new system we're cooking up for professions. Now, let's talk about inspiration. We added inspiration in Dragonflight to try and capture the fantasy of critical hits while crafting. If you weren't quite capped out on your gear and specializations for a given craft, or if you weren't using max quality reagents to guarantee that max quality item, inspiration was a way to get that lucky crit. It could save you some money by using lower quality reagents, and you can craft a better item than you would otherwise. That was the hope, at least, but it ended up understandably becoming a situation where crafters would take this luck-based system, tell their customers that they would recraft an item an indeterminate number of times, and then summarily charge a specific price per recraft until their inspiration struck. I didn't really do it that way. I did it another way, but whatever. So we're making changes, Blizzard says, because one, there's a lack of decision-making and agency for the crafter. Two, there's a lack of clarity for customers who just want items made. And three, it's based heavily in RNG, which was never the goal of the profession revamp. In the War Within, we're removing inspiration. It's gone. In its place, we have a new ability for crafters to utilize. Concentration. Concentration is a resource, and you'll have a separate pool of concentration for each crafting profession. It represents your ability to heavily focus on your recipes and exceed your normal capabilities. You choose when you want to concentrate using the button in the crafting window. It's not in the alpha, by the way, at least not yet. You choose when you want to concentrate using the button in the crafting window, empowering your next crafts. Doing so will cause the craft to automatically reach the next level of quality, like max level, no questions asked. However, such heavy focus can take a toll, costing you some of your profession's concentration resource. The cost is determined by how far away you are from crafting that next quality tier, and is modified further by a few variables such as profession specializations, finishing reagents, and whether you are crafting consumables, reagents, or actual equipment. So for example, if you're incredibly close to being able to craft a max quality sword, you won't need to concentrate too hard to finish that project. However, if you're just barely able to craft that same sword at quality 3, you will likely have to devote most of your concentration to craft it at quality 4. Makes sense so far. For those who want to focus on ingenious breakthroughs when concentrating, we also have a new stat to support your endeavors. This is Ingenuity, which gives you a chance to refund the concentration spent on a craft. The more Ingenuity you have, the higher your chance to get that full refund. Outside of these Ingenuity-fueled refunds, concentration will also automatically generate over time when you aren't sitting at its cap. Our goal is to provide crafters with a more deterministic way to accomplish the original objectives and intent behind inspiration. You can use it to shore up a lack of skill, or gear, or max quality reagents while still making higher quality crafts. Maybe you want to save some money by using lower quality reagents in a craft you can otherwise guarantee at maximum quality. Either way, we want to give crafters more agency over their crafting, provide more room for decision making in the profession's ecosystem, and provide a resource that you can use without having to give your customers a full statistical breakdown. Please know that much of the system is currently being implemented, yada yada yada. Thank you. Cool, let's react. So at least when I first read through this, I'm cheating, this is my second time reading through this, I thought it was like pretty cool, because now we don't have to worry so much about having clients, as I call them, second guess, or for me to tell a client, hey, I need you to, the craft failed. I only got a rank 4 instead of a rank 5. Give me more materials and, we'll take care of it. What I started to do eventually, and it's because of the economy on my particular server, what I would typically do, I would just tell the person, hey, I'm going to charge you this much. I'm going to do as many recrafts as I need to get the result that you want. Is that all right? And sometimes I would get a yes, sometimes I would get a no. And that's just kind of like how business goes. So in this case, what the WoW team is trying to do is kind of protect folks, or instead of encouraging folks to do something like that. Instead, they're just going to kind of protect folks with this whole resource where, you can guarantee a rank higher for whatever it is that you're trying to craft, at a cost of resource. Now, a couple questions that I have. Of course, I don't have this in my hands to really test out, so we're just gonna have to see. Questions that I have or concerns that I have would be, well, what if I'm the type of person who really like exists and like lives in this profession? What if professions are my game, right? They're the World of Warcraft for me. What if I'm in I guess in this situation, wouldn't I be in a spot where if I'm like, cool, I'm going to spend the day crafting and helping folks out and making money, right? But I may not be able to do that because I'll only, despite how much ingenuity I might have, despite how much the RNG might be in my favor or whatever, there's a chance that I'm just going to run out of concentration and I will not be able to craft a rank 5 of a thing that someone wants. And then I'm kind of screwed. One thing that we don't see here in this conversation is the idea of artisan's metal. I forgot what it's called in the alpha, but there is going to be something of the equivalent of artisan metal. And since I'm here, I'm not sure if there's like a reagent that lets me guarantee a sort of kind of like an illustrious insight. I don't think I see anything like that here, unfortunately. So without something like that, without some sort of other resource to help me guarantee a craft, I wondered to myself, aren't there going to be times when I'm crafting and then I run out of concentration and ingenuity or whatever, and then all of a sudden, until I get enough concentration to become competitive again, I just kind of sit there. I can't really do anything. I can't play the game. And there's no way for me to like refill that stuff unless I had like very, very high ingenuity. Now, this whole thing is dependent on the type of item that we're making as well. So I don't expect myself to be able to like only make like a couple of potions a day and then that's it. It's probably going to only deplete so much of that concentration before it becomes a problem. And then at the end game, I've got to ask myself again. We don't have these answers yet. At what point does our ingenuity stat get high enough that we pretty much can be on all day and just be like, yeah, dude, I'm just going to keep going, keep going, keep going. And my concentration will be able to keep up the whole time. Now, again, we still need to find some stuff out. I'm just kind of like talking about some high level theories here. How fast does concentration come up? Like, how long does it take to go from 0 to 100, to full capacity? And then from there, how many crafts am I going to be able to do before I just kind of run out of stuff? Is it going to be like 5, 10, 50, fewer than that? I'm not sure. So again, the immediate concern is I might be put in a situation where I just can't do anything, or at least I can't do anything to be competitive. But where we're coming from, this feels like a lot better. This has a lot of potential to be like a good thing. So I'm not trying to trash it at all. All right, don't get me wrong. I like where this is going. I just have some questions and some concerns that I want to bring up because I don't want to put myself in that kind of spot. So that's all I got to say for right now. I'd love for you to share your thoughts because this is the alpha. This is the time to speak out and talk about these things. One thing that I remember I had talked about was something like this, where we can kind of boost our chance to get a higher rank, but instead of waiting for a resource that is kind of like time gated, if you wanted to go that route, that we could just dump raw resources into it and then kind of brute force inspiration procs or brute force us to go to that next level. That could be a thing too, and that could be something that could perhaps make the resource economy maybe feel a little bit better. I don't know. We're just throwing out ideas here, but I'd love for you to share your own thoughts. You might have some good ones. Otherwise, like the video, subscribe for more stuff. Catch me live, and I'll catch you later. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay breezy.